Legal News 2nd April to 8th April 2017 by Deepak Miglani. Supreme Court sentenced 5 CPM men to jail for BJP activist murder. Supreme Court stayed High Court order banning alcohol sale in 3 Uttarakhand districts. 200 harassed CISF Jawans moved Karnataka High Court. JNU administration moved Delhi High Court to stop protest near admin block. Abuse for loan repayment is abetment to suicide. Bombay High Court. Not wearing Mangalsutra vermilion no ground for divorce. Bombay High Court. Delhi High Court transferred Mizoram Ponzi scheme probe Delhi Police to CBI. Sage units need separate GST registration. Not ban. Cancer patient to move Supreme Court. WhatsApp, Facebook to be regulated soon. Department of Telecom to Supreme Court. Allahabad High Court observed that food habits linked to right to life. Court rejected bail plea of Unitech directors. 2 accused of akhlaq lynching get bail from Allahabad High Court. Why not ban Go Rakshaks? Supreme Court asked Centre and 6 states. Typographical error. Supreme Court asked released convict to surrender. Delhi High Court sought response of Delhi University on law teacher selections. No more window to deposit junk notes. Centre told Supreme Court. Supreme Court asked Delhi High Courts to compel states to allot prosecutors for POSCO cases. Now news in detail. Supreme Court sentenced 5 CPN men to jail for BJP activist murder. More than 24 years after a BJP man was murdered in Kerala's Thrissur district, Supreme Court sentenced 5 CPM activists to 7 years imprisonment, saying if one is consciously part of a mob, he would be liable for every action of the unlawful assembly. The Kerala High Court had acquitted the 5, saying though they were part of the unlawful assembly on March 10, 1993, which searched for BJP workers and dragged one Suresh Babu from a bus at Ottapillau before launching a murderous assault, they did not actively participate in the killing. The High Court said the 5 accused did not share common object of the mob. Supreme Court stayed High Court order banning alcohol sale in 3 Uttarakhand districts. The Supreme Court had ordered opening of liquor shops in 3 districts of Uttarakhand, home to 4 important pilgrimage centers, by staying an High Court order that had ordered their closure from April 1, 2017. A bench of Chief Justice J.S. Kehar and Justice D.Y. Chandrachud stayed a Uttarakhand High Court order directing closure of all liquor shops and consumption of intoxicants in Rudraprayag, Chamoli and Uttarkashi districts of the state, which see footfalls of lakhs of pilgrims visiting the shrines at Badrinath, Kedarnath, Gangotri and Yamunotri. 200 harassed CISF Jawans moved Karnataka High Court. Over 200 CISF personnel posted at Bengaluru Airport have moved Karnataka High Court over poor working conditions. A Jawan said, "The food is bad, there are no breaks between shifts, and we do not get house rent and transport allowances. Our seniors harass us and there are instances of our salaries being arbitrarily cut. A senior officer denied the allegation, saying there is no harassment. JNU administration moved Delhi High Court to stop protest near admin block. The JNU administration has once again approached the Delhi High Court seeking to restrain students from staging dharna or sit in protest within 100 meters of the administrative block. In a fresh application before the court, the university argued that despite High Court's previous advisory, the students have not adhered to the 100-meter norm and continued with protest in the banned zone. Abuse for loan repayment is abetment to suicide. Bombay High Court. The Bombay High Court refused to drop charges of abetment of suicide against two moneylenders, saying that beating up a debtor in his family's presence at his home and at his workplace and demanding the documents of his house certainly amounts to instigation and provocation to commit suicide. Not wearing Mangal Sutra vermilion, no ground for divorce. Bombay High Court. The Nagpur bench of the Bombay High Court has ruled that men cannot seek divorce on grounds of their wives not covering their head or wearing matrimonial symbols like Mangal Sutra and vermilion all the time. The move may help numerous married women who refuse to conform to age-old traditions but are forced to abide by the same only for their husbands. The court dismissed a man's plea who demanded divorce, contending that his wife often used to remove vermilion and take off her Mangal Sutra to irk him. She also refused to cover her head with her sari pallu, as per the tradition in his family, he alleged. Delhi High Court transferred Mizoram Ponzi scheme probe Delhi Police to CBI. The Delhi High Court has transferred a 4-year-old Ponzi scheme case involving senior bureaucrats and police officers in Mizoram from Delhi Police to CBI. Justice Vipin Sanghi, in a recent order, asked the Burari police station to hand over all the files relating to the case to the CBI after the police was unable to make any headway in the alleged scam. SAGE units need separate GST registration. The GST draft rules require each unit in a special economic zone to seek a separate registration under the new tax regime for each of the states where a business operation is carried on and where GST liability arises. The draft registration rules released on April 1st, 2017 provide that SAGE unit or SAGE developer shall make a separate application for registration as a business vertical distinct from its other units located outside SAGE zone. Note ban cancer patient to move Supreme Court. A US citizen suffering from cancer is set to approach the Supreme Court on the demonetization issue. Harjot Kaur, an NRI having an OCI card, had first moved the Delhi High Court seeking relief on the ground that despite the RBI assurance, she was not given any assistance in exchanging her old notes to the tune of rupees 92,000. WhatsApp, Facebook to be regulated soon. Department of Telecom to Supreme Court. The centre informed the Supreme Court that it would soon formulate a regulatory regime similar to one existing for all the telecom operators for services like WhatsApp, Facebook, Skype, WeChat and Google Talk. Allahabad High Court observed that food habits linked to right to life. A Lucknow bench of the Allahabad High Court has observed that food habits, and vending of food are linked to the right to life and must not be curbed by the state. Hearing a petition by a retail meat shop owner from Khedi who had appealed for the renewal of his license in view of the crackdown by the UP government against illegal slaughterhouses and meat shops. The bench of Justices A.P. Shahi and Sanjay Harkoli expressed concern that meat shops were being closed without considering the renewal of licensing of the shop owners. Court rejected bail plea of Unitech directors. A Delhi court dismissed the bail plea of Sanjay Chandra and Ajay Chandra, directors of real estate major Unitech, and sent them to 14-day judicial custody. The court's order came after Public Prosecutor Anil Paswan submitted that Delhi police did not need further custodial interrogation of the accused persons. The Chandra brothers were booked for cheating buyers as Unitech failed to complete a real estate project in Gurgaon Sector 70 on time and did not refund the money to buyers. In this case, 91 home buyers who had paid 35 crores for apartments never got their flats and approached the court. Two accused of akhlaq lynching get bailed from Allahabad High Court. Two Bisada residents among the 18 arrested and facing trial for murdering a Muslim man on suspicion of cow slaughter in Dadri in September 2015 got bail from Allahabad High Court. In the Greater Noida Trial Court, meanwhile, charges are yet to be framed against the suspects in the case. Why not ban Go Rakshaks? Supreme Court asked Centre and 6 states. The mob violence unleashed by the self-declared cow-vigilant groups in the country has come under judicial scanner as the Supreme Court asked the Centre and 6 states to respond why such elements should not be banned for creating disharmony among communities and caste. The court's direction has come days after 55-year-old farmer Pehlu Khan died following an assault by cow vigilants in Alwar, Rajasthan. Typographical error, Supreme Court asked release convict to surrender. The Supreme Court asked a double murder convict to surrender before it till the court examines if he was set free correctly or due to a typographical error by Delhi High Court. A bench of Justices A.K. Sikri and Ashok Bhushan refused to grant any relief to absconding convict Jitendra, who killed a witness and father of another witness within a gap of 1.5 hours in 1999. Delhi High Court sought response of Delhi University on law teacher selections. The Delhi High Court has sought the responses of Delhi University on a plea by practicing lawyer challenging the university's greater weightage to academic qualification to appoint assistant professors to teach law. A division bench of High Court asked the university to respond after the lawyer approached it in appeal against a single judge ruling in favor of Delhi University. The appellant has challenged awarding of points at the time of shortlisting for interview for teaching or research experience and not for experience as a practicing lawyer associate in a law firm as arbitrary and violative of Article 14 of the Indian Constitution, deeply said. No more window to deposit junk notes. Centre told Supreme Court. The Centre told the Supreme Court that no more windows would be available for people who failed to deposit cash in scrapped rupees 1000 and rupees 500 currency notes by the December 31st, 2016 deadline. Supreme Court asked high courts to compel states to allot prosecutors for POSCO cases. In a first of its kind order, Supreme Court asked Chief Justices of 11 high courts to initiate suo motu proceedings against the state governments and force them to appoint special public prosecutors in cases under Protection of Child from Sexual Offences Act. The petitioner told a bench of Chief Justice J.S. Kehar and Justice D.Y. Chandrachud and Sanjay Kishan Kaul that these states had not discharged their obligation to appoint special public prosecutors to conduct trials in an overwhelming number of districts. Thank you.